Hello friends, we are here at beautiful Green Mountain Cemetery once again to tell a really cool story about the lead singer and musician for the Astronauts. The Astronauts were originally formed from the group The Stormtroopers out of Boulder High School in Boulder, Colorado by John Storm Patterson on vocals and guitar, as well as Robert Graham Bob Demmon, also on vocals and guitar, with Brad Leach on drums. They then became the Astronauts after adding Richard Rick Otis Philfield on vocals and guitar, and Dick Sellers on guitar, having changed their name to pay tribute to astronaut Scott Carpenter. Whereas more changes happened, John Patterson switched to bass guitar, Brad Leach being replaced by Jim Gallagher on drums. Dick Sellers left to join the Navy, replaced by Dennis Lindsay, where soon they gained a strong local reputation, touring from Chicago to Texas. In 1962, they were signed to RCA Records after an agent heard them play in a local Boulder, Colorado club called the Tulagi. Their first recorded single, Baja, that hit the top 100 Billboard, then on to a succession of singles to quickly emulate their rival, the Beach Boys. They appeared several times on Hullabaloo TV show, beach party movies like Surf Party, Wild on the Beach, Wild Wild Winter with theme song Surf Party, the best surf instrumentals ever recorded. In 1964, with their ever-growing fan base in Japan, they outsold the Beach Boys and toured with the Ventures, producing 5 albums and 3 singles, making the top 10 with Over the Sun reaching number 1. In 1966, their song Tomorrow's Going to Be Another Day was covered by the Monkees. Another famous music group, also the Astronauts' rival in the 1960s. In all, they recorded 9 albums. Dennis Lindsay and Jim Gallagher were drafted into the Vietnam War. A last album was released, Travelin' Man, in 1967, ending the Astronauts' run with a final tour to Japan in 1968. Later, they would finally reunite in Boulder, Colorado, with a reunion tour of 1974, 1988, and 1989. Robert Graham Demmon was born in Boulder, Colorado, to Irvin and Elizabeth Demmon, both teachers. He grew up in Colorado and attended University of Colorado Boulder, receiving his bachelor's in music and master's in music education. Mr. Demmon would help form the Astronauts, soon to become national and international favorites. He married his high school sweetheart, Barbara Gelwick, in 1962. She passed in 1993. They had 2 children. After his musical career with the Astronauts ended, he began teaching at Coronado High School in California. Friends thought his teaching career was over when he got cancer of the larynx, having to get a laryngectomy, leaving him without the use of his vocal cords. But he didn't want a voice box sounding like R2-D2, so he learned how to speak again. His years of playing the trumpet helped him speak on his own. He later would retire from teaching in 2003. Mr. Demmon arrived at Coronado High School in the late 1960s, and the students were a bit starstruck by him. During his first few days at the school, he was told he shouldn't hang out in the teacher's lounge by staff members, who mistook him for a student dressed with his cowboy boots and rock and roll pompadour, the epitome of cool. Who encouraged his students and developed the Coronado High School marching band into an award-winning group. He became a dedicated, inspiring teacher. He built a strong music program at the high school for 12 years before moving to Coronado Middle School, where he taught social studies and computer classes. He was a real shining star as an instructor and a person, his friend Tricia said. The kids just loved him, and the teachers too. He had a way of instilling his students with his love of life. He had an amazing music program. It was so impressive to see the band strutting down the street in parades. Mr. Demmon's second wife, Yvonne, said his students adored him and respected him. He would tell them, "Look proud, act proud, and be proud," she said. He was the real deal, a class act, said former student Rich Hines. He inspired a lot of us to become professional musicians. Hines recalled when he and his friends formed the band West Coast Ironworks in the late 1960s. Mr. Demmon got on stage and played a few songs with them on their gigs. We were in awe of him. He was a rock star with the Astronauts, Hines said. Hines played for the 2008 school reunion, and Mr. Demmon once again delighted band members and the audience by playing the guitar for a few songs. Longtime friend Kathy said Mr. Demmon had a great sense of humor and magnetic personality. He was always the first to jump on stage for the faculty lip sync show, she said. Music was his passion, but Mr. Demmon also embraced his role as social studies and computer teacher. In the 1980s, when he had to start teaching computers, a lot of us were freaking out, but he took to it and ran the computer lab, she said. Mr. Bob Demmon died of cardiopulmonary arrest on December 18, 2010, at his Coronado home at 71 years old. At the time, he left his wife Yvonne, 2 sons Sean and Chad, brother Bill, and 4 grandchildren. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed our story together and our little walk through this very beautiful mountain cemetery. Thank you for watching. Please hit that likes and subscribe. Helps me on my journalism journey on telling rather cool stories, so we don't forget about our ancestors and our friends and the people that bring us music and writing and poetry and all the beautiful things of the world. Thank you. See you next time. Until then, let us always bring in a huge, big gold sun of strength, bravery, and courage. And sprinkle a little peace on it too. Thank you.